I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, just to remind the ADA Title 6 grievance forms as well as voluntary public involvement survey are available in the hanging wall files if anyone is interested. Next, the approval of minutes. I'll make a motion we approve the minutes since our last regularly scheduled meeting.
Second.
Motion made by Albert, seconded by Mr. Brzezinski to approve the minutes. Any discussion? Mrs. Pothorsky?
Yes.
Mr. Brzezinski?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, passes 4-0. I'll make a motion that we approve the claims.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Motion made by Albert, seconded by Ms. Kelly to approve the claims. Any discussion? Mrs. Pothorsky?
Yes.
Mr. Brzezinski?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, passes 4-0. Utilities, the MCO report, Nathan's not here. I know they're working on the finalization for the additional extension of the sewer line at Westville Correction Facility. They're working on the memorandum of understanding for the water, I think. We were talking.
I haven't seen anything yet.
Ted Summers, I think, is working.
Oh, okay.
So that's about where we're at on water and sewage. The new hook-in hopefully is by the end of September for the Westville Correctional Facility to be hooked in. And we have a teleconference with the Jeff Rowe, our financial advisor, and we get going on the final rates for that too. He should be preparing that ordinance now that they have all the numbers in, I'm guessing. So anything on utilities? Streets?
Not in the report.
Okay. They are paving.
They are. I have one to go. We're trying to get through.
Ones I've seen are smooth.
Yes.
Parks?
I got nothing.
Okay, we have ordinance 2023-7 on the softball field rentals. We've been having an issue, the rental is low enough that nobody cleans up. It's cheaper to leave the deposit than it is to actually take care of their cleanup when they rent it. So we have ordinance 2023-7, an ordinance, the town council of the town of Westville, Port County, Indiana, amending ordinance 2017-2, establishing fees for the rental of park shelter and softball fields at Prairie Meadow Park. It's pretty much the same verbiage as the other previous ordinance for this, except the rental for the softball field for one is $150 a day plus a $300 refundable deposit if the field is left in satisfactory condition, and $300 per day for both fields plus a $300 deposit if both refundable if both fields are left in satisfactory condition. In the event that the individual entity renting the softball fields does not clean up the fields to the satisfaction of the town shall be entitled to retain all or part of the refundable deposit in order to offset the town's cost to have the softball fields properly cleaned. Any portion of this ordinance to be held invalid or unconstitutional by any court of competent jurisdiction, such decision shall not affect any other portion or provision of this ordinance. All ordinances or parts of ordinances inconsistent with this ordinances are hereby repealed to the extent of such inconsistency. However, relevant non-conflicting provisions of ordinance 2017-2 shall remain in full force and effect. It is provided, however, that such repeal should only to the extent of such inconsistency and in all other respects the ordinances or parts of ordinances are hereby ratified, reestablished, and confirmed. This ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its adoption and procedures required by law. I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance 2023-7 on the first reading.
I'll second.
Motion made by Albert, seconded by Mrs. Pothorsky to approve ordinance 2023-7 on the first reading. Is there any discussion? Mrs. Pothorsky?
Yes.
Mr. Brzezinski?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, it passes 4-0. Make a motion that we suspend the rules and adopt ordinance 2023-7.
I second it.
Motion made by Albert, seconded by Ms. Kelly to suspend the rules and adopt ordinance 2023-7. Is there any discussion? Mrs. Zavorsky?
Yes.
Mr. Pachinski?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, passes 4-0.
And I did have one thing on the parks.
Sure.
This Friday is the last Sunset Sounds, so if you guys are free, come out and support the Westville Tri-Kappa. There'll be live music, food, and it's gonna be a really good time. And Bluey's coming, so if you have children, please bring your children too. That's all I had to say.
Who is?
Bluey, the cartoon character?
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, that.
that one.
My baby's 24. We went through the other
The other
previous generation.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is. We also have Jeremy from the Parks Department here to report on the trail.
So I brought Mitch Bishop, the county planner, with me.
I mentioned it.
So we, as you know, we applied for the grant down the Indiana Next Level Trails grant. Unfortunately, we were hoping that we could get in on some healthcare foundation money for match, and we were outside of their window for when we could come up with money from them. The match for the project would end up being about $250,000 total. We can use the value of the land, and they did, originally we were gonna have to get an appraisal, but they did give us a value for the land that the town owns. Unfortunately, they're also not gonna let us use the right-of-way land that we had planned on for North Street. They said, no right-of-way land can be used for match, so.
But we can still use it for the trail.
Yes, it can still use it as a trail, but that value cannot be used as to reduce the match. So, you know, that being said, the value of the land is probably that the town owns, not the right-of-way land by the streets, was about $25,000. So you're looking at, we're gonna have to try to come up with 200 and some thousand now. We can, you know, I've been looking at, you know, talking to Unity Foundation and some of the other foundations, my Park Foundation, some of the other places, but for a big ask for a small town, and, you know, however, you know, we can try to do it. If we can't come up with the money, the project dies, but we also still have that.
Yeah, till December.
Yeah, we have till December to get that. So, but if the project does die, we have this information to apply for other grants when the Healthcare Foundation could help out. I still think it's worth trying to go through and trying to gain some momentum and see if we can come up with some funding for maybe businesses, or if you guys have other ideas on how to come up with some of those funds.
Olga, what's your plasma and blood worth?
Yeah.
It's parks, you know.
I mean, so, you know, we can kind of work
Yeah,
together.
I have some ideas up my sleeve, and I know organizations are willing to help match the funds. They're not gonna give us, but they're willing to host events for us to make money.
Yeah,
So,
that's where we're at. They accepted the application as it was, said we have till December if we can come up with the funds, the funds to match.
no big deal, just
So if-
200,000.
If we don't, we've still got next.
Well, this next level trails, this is the last round.
Oh, really?
Okay, but there are other programs that we could potentially, you know, that application for next level trails isn't gonna work, but all that information that's been gathered and planned and you know, costs and all of that stuff is ready for another type of grant. That, you know, next level trails isn't the only trails grant, is what you probably.
A lot of the footwork's done no matter what.
Yeah, so.
There's other opportunities, there's literacy, the planning council in Westville, Indiana,
Yeah, so.
this thing too. But we volunteer our time, not only us,
Right.
but also engineering firm, because we believe it's a good project. It's tying into your park system, the street court round. I just received a couple years ago, an additional to add another 3 miles to Purdue, from 300 south all the way up to Purdue.
Right.
So, you know, this trail, if it does connect to the town, I mean, some from the town can go to Bloom, can go to P&W. So it's a good opportunity, I think, for other towns folks, so that's why we volunteer our time, do your help out.
I think Indiana's one of the top states in reconfiguring this out, rails to trails.
Yeah, I'm sure that a lot of railroads have come through here, and, but I think, you know, like Mitch said, that project, on the north end is gonna start probably next year.
2025 construction.
Yeah, 2025 construction, which is the beginning, or the middle of 2024 is the fiscal year, so it could start construction. in the middle
July
of next
1st,
year.
probably.
So,
It's probably third quarter, which would be fiscal 25.
we were hoping maybe the prison with their 1.2 billion, pitch in, you know, 100 grand or something, but. I don't
They'll have a
know,
lot of
stuff
people
that-
there who use
Now
it.
they're taking 2%.
Yeah.
Stuff that falls out of their pocket or
Right,
in the
yeah,
couch.
paying for the match, but anyway, you know, so if you got anybody we need to try to knock on wood for that, we can try to have that. So,
Okay, well, we'll give it a go.
yeah, so, I don't think it's dead yet, but if, you know, if you keep trying, and like I said, try to gain some momentum with some of the local foundations and things like that.
Thanks for coming out tonight, visiting our fair community.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Anything else on parks? Yes. Hi, Tricappa, how you doing?
Hi, good. My name's Molly. I'm chair for the Pumpkin Fest. This is Dana. She runs the parade. And we have a kind of a situation with the parade this year because we can't use that little strip of land anymore. So I know I spoke with Corey and we were trying to come up with a solution. So we weren't sure if we had to get it approved with you guys or what we needed to do. But we were talking about shutting down all of Main Street. And then you kind of do the same route, but instead of doing that little strip, we would just have to use all of Main Street.
Sure, set up down there and end there, rather than make it a
And then-
circle.
Yep, yes.
So you'd start down by like the town garage, roughly the park, that area, is that?
It looks like we can stage all the floats, west of the normal parade route without blocking any kind of residential driveways or anything like that, and still leave them with access to get in and out. I'm not super familiar myself with how much room floats are gonna take up, but there's some spaces between like the top garage and some of the empty lots and stuff.
Yeah.
Along the way there that we can use. And if need be, we can probably reach out to UPS, and I'm sure they wouldn't mind us taking up a little bit of their massive.
Yeah, they used to let us.
Right, that's what I wasn't sure, because, you know, it's on Saturday, UPS does run on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure, because we get a lot of tractors and things, so, you know, we're gonna have kind of big equipment, so we just wanted to make sure that we have the staging road.
I think most of it would be roadway, the town property, maybe where the businesses that are across from the town garage. That's a pretty decent lot that we can stage right in, so where your place is.
Yeah, you could use my lot for sure, that's fair game, but I,
There's a lot of areas that we can use, so we shouldn't need much of UPS if anything at all. I think it's the.
Okay.
and the lot next to me is the railroad, and I'm pretty sure they don't ever use anything, right? So even
Been
if.
40 years since the train went through there.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we're gonna start getting our flyers out, for the parade, and we just wanted to make sure that, you know, we kind of have the route down, because we do mark on the flyer of where people should be.
Corey, did you as well?
Yeah. We'll just need to get together and actually go over to Main Street. and
Okay.
figure out How to stage you guys.
Right,
so that
sure.
we're able to get onto the route as smooth as possible.
And
What's
Did you guys maybe think about using this lot and going down?
So this is actually what we originally came up with, is using this lot as staging,
Yeah.
and then going that way and then that way. But then when we talked to Corey, you know, it came up with the idea of maybe just using all of Main Street. So
Yeah.
we're just trying to come up with different ideas. We know it's gonna be hit or miss, you know, and it's gonna be a learning experience.
Right.
We usually have that little strip, and we can't use that anymore, so.
That's on the 30th, right? September
Yes.
30th.
Yes,
And that little strip is totally off the table?
yes.
Okay.
It is.
I'll make a motion that we allow the parade route to use Main Street here, or whatever, you know, anything that we, you know, the judgment of Marshall and Butler that's necessary, we'll go ahead and make that motion.
I'll second. You can,
Motion made by Albert, seconded by Mr. Shinsky to allow the parade route to be used with the approval of Corey and Bubba for that, so.
And then just one other thing just to be aware of, since we don't have that little section, people aren't gonna be able to get out that way, because usually they would come in, you know, right by the baseball fields and then go out that way.
Right.
So it's gonna have a traffic jam right there. Won't be as bad as it was last year because the roundabout's open, but you have to come in and almost take it.
Yeah, because we had a mess because we couldn't do it, because it was
Right.
a detour.
Yeah.
So see, it's better
Well,
this
that
year.
was-
Right,
This
it's
is
gonna be better.
Yeah, this year's gonna be way better than last year.
So I made the motion, seconded. Any discussion? Ms. Thorsky?
Yes.
Mr. Pachinski?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, passes 4-0. There you go.
Thank you.
Back to streets. We talked about the parking last month on commercial. Did you check about ordinances restricting who could park there or anything? Do you have anything?
There's really nothing.
Okay. I was thinking we need to probably have Doolin Group lay that out for parking, marked parking spots on that side with handicap and everything in there, because I think that would probably help that congestion. At least you're spacing them out, and you don't have somebody parked that far away. So,
Get with Charlie.
yeah, get with Charlie and Bella or whatever. So, and I was sitting here, I looked at him and thought about that, and then didn't say it when we were on streets. Last but not least, and it's not last, police.
So 433 calls for service for July. We had 215 traffic stops and responded to 10 injury accidents. We've got our 5th officer hired, so we'll be fully staffed effective Thursday. We've got our old Facebook credentials back, so we're slowly getting that back up and running and getting some information out that it needs to be distributed
I've seen some,
to the public in the town and everything.
Yeah, good job on that Facebook
So
retreat.
far, it's going well, getting into the swing of it. So we're getting into the release of the media statements and stuff too. Anything that's posted on Facebook as a media release is getting sent to Westville Indicator. PDF form too. And that's pretty much all I have for that.
okay. I like it so far.
It's still a welcome change.
Good.
That's good, you're doing well, you get the ground running.
We're getting there.
Anything else in police? Finance, last month,
We got the vehicle quotes, I don't know if you wanted me to floor right into that or not. So for the Durangos that we're looking at to replace the Explorers, looking at 60,000 for the vehicles, the updating the equipment. That should be enough to include the graphics and everything that we need for those that got the run. So right around 120,000 for the two of them.
that's what we put in for the ARPA money, so we're good.
That's radios, lights, everything.
Good enough, yeah.
Cover everything. Hopefully, we're looking at the company that we're looking at doing the upfitting. I'm hoping for like a 4-month turnaround or less.
That's good, there's,
Everything is much better than.
what it was a year ago.
9 months that we were looking at some of the other ones.
Yeah, I know, with my job, the flow of getting stuff is a little faster than it was a year ago. It's weeks now instead of months, so that's always a promising thing. Okay, enjoy. I was by the dealer the other night at Ford, and we got a ton of them sitting out there. I don't know if they got many Durangos, but I know they got.
Yeah, they got, I think his whole lot is probably 80% police vehicles. He's doing them all over the country. They're getting into installing equipment, but equipment installed by a dealer comes at different prices and
Yeah,
we'll pass on that.
yeah, at least they got them. I mean, we've had to wait on those too and cars, so it's good we can get them. Thank you. Anything else, please? Okay, we have finance. We have resolution, last month we approved resolution 2023-4 as a transfer of funds. That should have been resolution 2023-5. So I'll make a motion that we note that, change the number that from, the correct number is 2023-5. Second.
Yes.
Motion made by Albert, second by Ms. Kelly to note that the number is 2023-5 instead of 2023-4.
Okay.
Is there any discussion? Mrs. Pethorsky?
Yes.
Mr. Pachinski?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, passes 4-0. Anything else on finance? Fire department, no activity report. Citizens' comments? Okay, yes, sir.
Hey,
I didn't get to introduce myself when I came on. Pastor Matthew, I'm new in the community, and I just wanted to come in and say hi and see where we could start serving our community. And I'm actually from Wanata, but we're looking to reach out and try to start serving our local regional community.
You have a nice mic, incidentally. I couldn't see a lot of it, I just saw when you made the turn, but.
I wasn't exactly sure where to go. I was like, okay.
Well, if Westville's small enough, you can't find something, just drive in bigger circles and then
Yeah,
eventually.
I figured that much out, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've actually seen him several times driving in circles out. I haven't met him yet, so I'm doing all right, I think. So,
He's driving in circles to find us too, so.
yeah.
your name is, I'm sorry.
Pastor Matthew.
Matthew.
Yeah, I got the card, that's what.
Yeah.
Reach in your pocket, the cop will.
That'd be
You,
great. Thanks. I appreciate it. That's great.
Sir.
And is your community that you're serving, it's in Wanata?
It's in Wanata, but we're looking to, you know,
Branch
we
out.
want to better serve the full community as we're, you know, I've got several congregants that drive down from Westville that live up here in Michigan City area, so we're wanting to more invest in further out. So we're very active in our community in Wanata, but we want to be more active in our surrounding community and in that.
Yeah.
We have 7 campuses total, actually in Westville, and we go in there on Wednesday nights. It's actually the first ones in there. I haven't been in there in a while. So, but we go in there and we reach in there too. So,
And where's that at?
Westville Correctional Facility.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah.
you have to conduct correctional facility. Okay. And every Wednesday night you're there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Well, next Tuesday, I was gonna say you won't be there.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun. It seems like it's Friday already at work, but
Well, I'm really glad
thank
you
you for
came
coming.
in.
Welcome to Westville.
Yes, thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
Anything else? Well, I will make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second.
Hello, Olga.
Hello.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Motion made by Albert, seconded
I'm
excitedly. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, being done, meeting adjourns at 7:22.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.